In this part of the series, I'm going to be walking you behind the scenes on how you can build your online community, and I'm going to take you into Kajabi, and we're going to build out a community from scratch. We're going to set up our portal and our platform. We're going to get checkout going. We're going to get all of this fully set up so that you can be able to duplicate what it is I am doing. Now, please note that you don't have to use Kajabi, but if you are interested in checking out that platform, I have that 30-day trial for you to see if it's a good fit, and also you can use those exclusive bonuses that I have that can help make launching even faster. So let's go ahead and jump behind the scenes on how you can build out a full-on community within Kajabi with ease. Let's do this. If you're ready to build your thriving community and you're trying to figure out what platform to use, I want you to check out one of my favorite platforms, which is Kajabi. You can build your community, host memberships, online courses, coaching programs, email marketing, your website, your funnels, and so much more. So if you are interested in checking it out, I have a 30-day trial where you can see if it's a good fit for you. And also you can get some exclusive bonuses that I have for you that will help making launching so much easier and faster. So you can check that out in the link below. Hey there, Brittany Darrington here, and welcome to the Template Society channel, where we help coaches and creators to build an online business, saving time and saving their sanity by using templates. Now, before we dive into this video series, I definitely want you to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing and you can get notified of some of our upcoming videos. Also, if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you are looking to build a community below and what type of community you're looking to create. Okay, so we're on the back end of Kajabi, and this will give you an opportunity to see how to set up a platform in Kajabi, or just see if it's a good fit for you and see some of the features that Kajabi has to offer. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and get started with going to where it says community. You can either select all products or community. I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to go ahead and then select get started. When I click on get started, I am then going to create my community details. This is my overall community name. So I might have multiple communities. I might have several different types of communities within my overall community. So I want you to think of a name that is going to be general to all of your communities. It could be, for example, the Template Society community. And then I have different communities underneath that parent community. So I just want you to think of a general title that you're going to call your overall community. And then you might have sub communities that fall within this particular overall community. So let's go ahead and think of a name. Again, I think the Template Society community makes the most sense. So I'm going to call this the Template. Okay. Now I can put a description of what this community is all about. Like, we help coaches and creators to build their online business using templates. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Okay, so I have plugged in copy on we help our online coaches and creators build their online courses or online businesses using templates. I'm now going to go ahead and hit that continue button. When I click on continue, then I'll need to upload a cover image for my overall community. This is going to fall into this area of the community. You don't have to have this right now. If you don't have it, you can just go ahead and hit continue and come back to it later. So let's go ahead and hit continue. And then now we are going to create our community name for our specific community. So we have our general community name, which is the Template Society community. But now this community that we're creating might be called the YouTube community. So let's go ahead and name that. Okay, so now I have created a name, the YouTube community. I'm going to hit continue. And now I need to identify if this is going to be a paid community or a free community. So if it's going to be paid, there are some options that you can choose from. You can have this be a one-time payment or a subscription or a payment plan. Now, most people, whenever they are setting up a community, they usually go with a subscription if it is a paid option where they charge either a weekly, a monthly, or a quarterly fee. Now, you don't have to start off by having a paid community. You can start off where it's free and then change that later. It's all up to you, but ultimately decide which one is going to be the best fit. Now, please note that in this series, I'm going to be talking a lot more about free versus paid, so you can have a better educated decision on what's going to be the right fit for you. But for right now, if you do know you want a paid community, you can go ahead and select that. And if you don't want a paid community and you want to start with the free option, you can do that too. And if you just don't know either way, you can hit this skip now and go from there and come back to it. So what I'm going to also do is show you, if you decide to go with the paid community, let's just say it's going to be a subscription, what you'll do is you'll put the price in. So let's just say it's going to be $19 a month. We're going to bill once, and now we're going to put in when we're billing, and it's going to be once a month. You can have the option of doing different intervals, or weeks or months or year. So I'm going to go ahead and go with month, and then I would select my payment provider. Kajabi has a couple of options. You can do Kajabi's payments, which accepts all payments, and it also allows a few other options. Or you can do things like Stripe or PayPal to connect to your Kajabi account and use that. Okay, so I'm going to go with the free option for right now, just because I want to show you, and we're going to go ahead and hit save and finish. So we have created our parent community, the Template Society, and we have created our specific community that we are creating today, which is that YouTube community. Okay, so now we're in the back end of Kajabi. You can see, I'm going to give you a tour on what's taking place so you kind of know what's going on in here. Okay, so this particular area is, again, going to be kind of your brand for your community, that even if you have multiple communities, it's kind of like the overall brand. Then we have your name and your picture icon. If you have your icon already set up in Kajabi, it will show there, or you can always edit this. And then we have that quick description that we just created, where I have, we help online coaches and creators build their online business using templates. This can say something completely different, and you can definitely edit that. Now, let's go ahead and walk through what else Kajabi has for your community. They have things like your home page, which is what you're seeing here. So anything in the home page section will show here. They also have things like challenges, where you can host challenges and invite people to participate in an upcoming challenge. Now, the really great part about a challenge, I have a couple of clients who just recently started using their challenge more often, and they were really shocked to see how many people participate. It really encourages people to be active in your community and give them something to work towards. So I have a client who works with men who are over 40 to help them to get in shape and stay in shape without all the other fluff out there. And he started a challenge where he runs 3 miles on the weekend, and he encourages his audience to do the same. And they are all very interactive in this particular challenge, and they get really excited about the upcoming weekend to share and post about their upcoming run. Okay, so now let's go to meetups. Meetups is where you are going to maybe host a live event with your audience. It could be via Zoom, or Kajabi allows you to host your videos in the particular platform, where you don't have to use platforms like Zoom if you don't want to. So you can come and host a live session. It could be a Q&A. It could just be a training, whatever it may be. This is where you're going to provide a calendar invite to invite your audience to be able to show up for that event that you have coming up. Then we have something called the leadership board. The leaderboard is where you are going to have your audience, as they interact with your customers and just interact with the overall community, you're going to start to see them have points, and you can see who's really interacting in this particular community. So you can see the weekly interactions, the monthly, and all time. And then you might schedule posts, because our goal is not to be burnt out from having a community. Our goal is to really serve our audience, give very, top-notch value, and not be burnt out along the way. And so you might provide, schedule posts for the week, and you will see that all right here. Okay, so you remember how we made that YouTube community, the main community that we're looking to create for today? That community is going to be right here. So it's going to say YouTube community. Now, if we had other communities, you would also see them fall below here. Currently, right now, Kajabi gives you the Meetup section and a Q&A. So ultimately, you can add more to this section, but our main focus is to be able to know what this all is. Okay, so now that we have an idea of our YouTube community, let's go ahead and jump down. Here's what's in this area: meetups right now, and we also have Q&A. Now, we might want to add some other sections to this particular community. We might want to add resources, a feed, all that great stuff. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is we're going to go to the 3 dots right here. So when I click on 3 dots, we're going to go to create a new, and we're going to scroll down to where it says feed. So I'm going to create a new feed. Or I can create an event, or I can create a challenge, or have an announcement, or have a chat. You get to decide. So currently right now, Kajabi already has a feed in place, but they just named it Q&A. I'm going to change that. Instead of it saying Q&A, we are going to call this particular area, we're going to call this resources. I'm going to hit save, and now we have resources. If I wanted to add more different feeds and different sections to my community, I can go back to feed, and I can call this particular area. Let's go ahead and add a new channel right here. Let's click new. We're going to call this, instead of calling it a feed or just a resource, we're going to call this Q&A recap. Now you can put a description on what this recap is about. You can also select who is going to be able to access this particular community. So you can select which community, if you have multiple showing, which one's going to get access to this particular feed and information. And then also you can select what type is this. Is this going to be a feed or a chat? I usually like to do feed, but you can do the chat, which kind of looks like a Facebook chat and things like that. And then you can hit private, or you can keep it public to your overall group. I'm going to keep that public to my overall group. And now I'm going to hit create. This needs a description, so we're going to just put recap of Meetup. I'm going to hit create. And now when I go back to my main page, here we are, you will see that there is a Q&A Meetup recap, and there's resources. So you can add as many sections as you believe you need for your community to help you to be able to really interact and really keep everything organized for your audience. Okay, so now that we have that, a few things I want to point out before we really just dive into designing and all that good stuff. I want to talk about editing your page. Let's go ahead and click on, this is going to be more on our right-hand side. So let's click on edit page. When I click edit page, I can create a welcome, image or something along those lines, add a title, all that good stuff, and hit save. And then all of our meetups that we have are going to show and appear on our right-hand side. And then also any challenges that we have will also appear on our right-hand side. And you'll also be able to see the members associated. Now let's go ahead and go to the settings area. So let's go ahead and click on where it says the Template Society team. I'm going to click on account settings. So let's go ahead and click on that. When I go to account settings, this will allow me to change my icon photo if I wanted to. I can also edit my name. So if I did not want it to say the Template Society team, and then I can also add in some social links, interests, and things about who I am as the admin. Now, one thing I also want to go to is this 3 dots right here, where if you want to edit the settings of your community, we're going to go to where it says settings. And then when we edit our settings, this will allow us to do a few things. We can change our URL name. So maybe we don't want this number at the bottom, at the back of this URL. So the Template Society community, it's already taken because I have it somewhere else. So I'm just going to put test. There we go. And then we can also add our social media links right here. And then if you have community guidelines, like, hey, there's no profanity in this group, or you need to be nice to others, no bullying, or no promotions, all that good stuff, you want to go ahead and add those guidelines in. This will help your community to be able to say, yes, I accept these community guidelines before entering. And then if you notice anyone is abusing it, you can remove them from your community. And here are some advanced options. So let's click advanced. You can also have member alias. So if you don't want them to be called members, maybe you want them to be called warriors or something like that, you can change that accordingly. But our main goal is to make sure that you have this to your liking. So moderators, all of that, that's all in the language of what you like. Now let's go to where it says email notifications. So for example, whenever you are sending out or posting a feed or sending out a meetup invite or things along those lines, you can decide how many emails you want to go out to your audience. This gives you the option to toggle on and toggle off what you think would make sense. If you don't want too many notifications, toggle off the things that you don't think make sense. And then you can toggle on the things that, or keep them toggled on if you want to be notified of those upcoming events, meetups, all that good stuff. Same thing with email customization. You can change your email and your branding and all your information. So come and check that out and update that. Now let's go ahead and go to where we can talk all about that leadership board, as I mentioned earlier, where you can get points for interacting and participating within the community. So here is where you're going to really incentivize people to uh, interact, and you're going to reward them for doing that. So you can add in some different rewards. So for example, if someone were to get 100 points for interacting in my community, I might have a one-to-one session with them to help them to be able to get their funnels or their website up and going in no time. You can set whatever your reward is and the conditions associated with it, but let's just go ahead and create one-to-one with Brittany. Okay, so I just added one-to-one with Brittany, funnel coaching. I can now add conditions. So I can say that you must have a certain amount of points or purchase a course or participate in a challenge or comment and reply. I can decide what would make sense. I'm going to go with the points, and I'm now going to select 100 points and hit continue. So anyone who gets 100 points, they will be able to do a one-to-one funnel coaching with me. I will need to put some sort of image or badge there, but for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put one-to-one. Now you might have multiple rewards based off of what they how interactive they are and what it is you're looking to give a reward for. But for right now, I'm just going to give one reward. So anytime someone generates 100 points, it's going to notify them, letting them know that they get a one-to-one with me, and I can provide more information about how that one-to-one is going to work and how they can access it. Okay, so now that we have that out the way, let's go ahead and go to customization. So you can select a homepage for your community. Maybe you want them to go to the homepage, a challenge page, or a meetup page. You get to decide. But usually I like to just keep it on the homepage. So you can change that at any time. Then we have our branding. You can update your branding accordingly. You can use custom colors, presets, all that great stuff in order to make this more on brand. And then you can use light or dark mode, whichever one you prefer. And if you're looking to do the chat style, you will see this is kind of what it looks like versus the feed. Okay, so now let's go to challenges. So if you want to host a challenge, all you have to do is go to either new series or new challenge. If we go to new series, let's go ahead and start by clicking new series. Then what you can do is list out the series of things that people are going to do to complete. So for example, you might be in this community series, and I'm walking you through how to get set up with creating your online community and so much more. I would plug in how that works, and we would start challenges to help you to get to launching your community. Now, if I did not want to do a series and I just wanted to do more of a one-off challenge, I can just go to new challenge and hit new. This is going to be a one-time challenge, or I can do a recurring challenge that happens every so often. And then I'll hit next. Once I hit next, here are some options that Kajabi gives you. So let's just say I wanted to do let's just do a productivity tip. So let's go ahead and click on that. It's a one-time challenge. And then I can invite people to participate in this challenge. I can share more about what the challenge is. So as I mentioned before, I had a client who wanted to just really encourage people to run, and his whole entire challenge was running on the weekends at least 3 miles. And so he put descriptions about what that looks like, don't have to do it in a certain amount of time. And then it was in the group. And when you hit next, he has a picture, all that good stuff. And then what people can do, let's hit save. Okay, so now that we have a challenge, we can see what that looks like. If we wanted to, we can go right here to this particular view challenge. When I click on that, this is what it's going to look like. Here's the challenge. I can go to where it says join. And then once someone participates in that challenge, they can share their thoughts, they can provide attachments and all of that great stuff. Okay, so now let's go back to settings. There's just a few more things. Now let's talk about meetups. If you want to host a meetup, you can go ahead and go to where it says create a new meetup. Then you can plug in your upcoming event information. So let's just say, okay, so this says community series meetup. And now I'm going to go to location. I can put in a link. It could be from Zoom. It can be from any other place I would like to host my event, or I can use Kajabi. I can use their live session, or I can use for example, other platforms again that I want to use. I can select the time and when it ends, and also what time zone it's going to be in. And then is this going to be a repeat and a description? So let's go ahead and plug this information in. I'm going to go ahead and start with use live. We're going to create we're going to use this live. And what's going to take place is when this event takes place, Kajabi is already going to create a link because I'm going to host the live event in Kajabi, and it's going to have the link associated with it. So I'm going to leave that there. This event's going to take place today at 11, and it's not going to repeat. And I just need to put a description in. Now I'm going to go to what group gets access to this particular meetup, which is going to be the YouTube community, and then select a channel to receive in-app updates. This can be in the recap area, or it can go to resources, whatever. I'm going to put mine in the recap. Okay, so now we have our preferred meetup. Let's go ahead and hit save. And now you will see that here. Let's hit preview. And here is the meetup. If someone wanted to go to it, all they would have to do is click the live button and hit continue, and they'll be able to access that live room within Kajabi or your preferred location. Okay, so now going back to settings, there's just a few more things to cover, which is your channel. Now we have basically our channels, which are our sections within our community. I want you to look at it like that. So we have our YouTube community, and then we have sections to help people to be able to go to the right feed and participate in the right areas. We have a meetup area and a resource area so far within this YouTube community. So then people can go and interact in the right places. And then we have announcements. So if you want to send out an announcement to all of your audience, you can create an announcement by going to new announcement. When you click on that, you can just say, hey, and hey, and now you can pin this comment. This can be a channel announcement, all that great stuff where it's only in a specific area of your community, and then hit save. Here it is right here. So my announcement is now showing on the right-hand side. It says, hey, even though I didn't put much to it, but you can see that it appears here. Now you can add more about this particular area, which I'm going to walk through shortly. Okay, so a few other things to consider when you are setting up your community in Kajabi. You can see an announcement just popped up right there. So it just popped up so we can be able to see that there. I'm going to exit out. A few things that you want to think about is making your overall sections with more detail. So this is the Q&A meetup. I can edit this to where it says something else. It doesn't have to say Q&A meetup. I can also add in it by hitting edit page. If I go to edit page, I can add in a image to dress this up even more, where it might say Q&A meetup recap in my brand. And so it has like an image, and it's really more on brand when you come to this section and you know exactly where you're at. So feel free to really jazz this up to your brand and really customize this. So when you want to post in your community in those different sections, all you have to do is go to write post, and then you can type out your post. And you can also add in a few things. So let's identify what Kajabi allows you to add in your post. You can have an image. You can have an image. You can add documents. You can upload a recording. You can do an embedded video. You can also do a poll. And then once you have what you like, you can be able to type out, and you have some options in terms of your formatting for your text, and then you can hit post. Now, when you are looking to talk to everyone, you can hit at everyone, or you can notify a specific customer or client within your community by selecting at and then selecting their name. And then once you do that, you would then hit, let's just go ahead and post me and hit post. And now this will notify the person you just posted, or if you hit everyone, it will notify everyone in your community. Now that we have this, let's go ahead and take a peek at some things that you can post in your community to help really jazz this up. So the first thing is, let's go ahead and start with a welcome image. I like to have some sort of welcome image just so people know they're in the right place and it's just on brand. So I'm going to grab this particular image that I have. This is going to allow me to be able to, again, just kind of make my community more on brand and not so bland. So I'm going to start off by going back to my community, and I'm going to go to home, and I'm going to add a cover here. So when I hit add cover, I'm going to choose my preferred, hit save. And now when you come to my page, it's going to have this welcome. So this will be kind of the welcome page that is more exciting and has more to it. Now, if I wanted to add a landing page, I can do create, and let's just say a custom page. I can have a custom page here versus it going to this particular page. So I'm just going to go to custom page. I am going to grab a page. All right, so I am just plugging in this demo site. I'm going to hit save. And now what's going to take place is when people go to the welcome page, it's going to go to my demo site page. So this is just kind of like the library page that I have going on, but it would go to whatever page you just necessarily put in. So I don't have to keep that. I'm going to go ahead and delete that for right now. Let's hit delete, but just giving you an idea of what you can have people go to. Okay, so now let's go back to home. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the different posts that you can post within the feed section. So I'm just going to take you over to a few images that I have. So let's just say you want to have some sort of welcome message. I mean, here are just a series of just images and stuff that you can use. I'm just going to make this to where you can see it. So I have a series of images that you can use. This is a really great way for you to be able to connect with your audience and be able to share things that will help and really just connect with them. Please note that you can learn more about how you can access this in the link below if you're interested in getting some already done for you templates. So let's go ahead and just look at some different ways and things that you can post in order to, again, help you to be able to quickly get your community up and going and have images that are so easy for you to share. So I'm just going to share an image. I'm going to go ahead and download hello. Let's go ahead and hit download. We're going to just get that first image. Let's hit that and hit done and hit download. Okay, so now I'm going to make my way back to the community. I am going to go to where it says resources. We're going to pretend like this is a resource I'm giving my audience right now. We're going to go ahead and hit the plus sign as if we're writing a new post. We're going to go ahead and type in welcome to the community. All right, now we're going to grab that image that we just downloaded from Canva. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And so now what's going to take place is my image is in here. It says, welcome to the community. We're going to put at everyone. This will notify everyone to maybe if you want them to interact and introduce themselves, all that great stuff you can, or introduce that resource that you have for them. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit post, and you are going to see this particular post show up in the community. So now all people have to do is come and interact, and they can feel inspired by hitting the like button. They can comment, they can interact, and so much more. So we just completed a full tutorial on how you can create your online community in Kajabi. You got a chance to see some of the templates that I have that you can definitely check out. It's a resource that can help make this process a heck of a lot easier. You can find that link below. If you're looking to build your community and you're not sure what platform to build this on, I highly recommend that you check out Kajabi. I have a 30-day trial for you that will allow you to jump on, see if this is a good platform, and see if it's a good fit. And also I have some exclusive bonuses that will help making launching so much faster. You can check that link out below. Okay, I will see you in the next video series where we're going to dive in deeper into how to build your online community.